Are you one of those kind of people that really would prefer not to turn on your Zoom camera or participate in those Zoom breakout rooms or maybe even in-person rooms way back when we used to do that kind of thing? If you are, you're not alone. Hi, I'm Penny Nilsson and this is Tuesday Takeaways. Today I want to talk about the topic of how is it that we are not wanting to turn on our cameras or maybe not wanting to participate in those breakout rooms in person or on Zoom. What got me thinking about it is a few days ago, a friend of mine that works at a big corporation in Edmonton mentioned that when they have staff meetings, more than half of the people do not turn on their cameras or they're on mute. And he felt that the engagement just really wasn't there. And I don't blame him. I've been one of the people who are talking at those meetings, and it just feels like, I feel like a talking head and I'm talking to a wall of blackness when nobody has their camera on or they're not contributing in any way. And he was really feeling like, so what is this about? Like, what is going on? Why are they not wanting to do this? And then I had another event happen too where we did an event and then some folks there were still people who were not turning on their camera even when it was requested. And it's happened to me a few times now. And to be honest, I didn't really know that it was a thing. Now before, maybe a few years ago or months ago, I would be feeling that way. But it's not so much now, and I wonder what the difference is. So I did a little digging, and I think what it might be about is basically it's just people are scared to be vulnerable, scared to be seen imperfect. I had a friend recently tell me that she didn't want to go into a breakout room in a Zoom room because she didn't want to feel stupid or feel like she was a beginner. But aren't we all stupid and a beginner at some point in time? I'm stupid every day about something. And I'm definitely a beginner in so many ways, and that isn't going to end anytime soon. However, it got me thinking that I guess this is what people are facing. They don't want to be, it's back to Brendan Burchard, they just don't want to be seen small. They don't want to be seen imperfect. They just don't want to be vulnerable. And I'm feeling kind of frustrated about it. And I wish that it wasn't that way because I want to know other people and I want to share with other people. And if they won't share with me or be vulnerable, they're really missing out from my perspective. That I feel. Also, just the other day, another friend said to me that sharing is really so liberating. And when we get to share about our lives with others, it's very liberating because we find out very quickly that we're not alone and that so many people feel the same way. So why is this going on? Why are we feeling like we just can't show up unless we're perfect, which will never be perfect? So it's not a realistic expectation. But I've done it myself, and there's still times when I feel that way, that, I'm just not perfect enough to be in this situation or to try that. And I just don't want to put myself out there. And I was thinking about it last night, and I think overall our culture teaches us shame and vulnerability. So the shame of being imperfect. So that made me think about Brené Brown and how she talks about shame and being vulnerable. And that we carry around so much shame of not being good enough for ourselves or for anybody else. And I don't know, is that just an excuse that we're using? Is it real? Probably some of both. However, I would like to challenge that. Do we really need to, are we living a full life by living in constant shame that, I'm not good enough, my hair isn't perfect enough, I'm too big, I'm too small, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too something, I'm the wrong color, I'm the right color, I'm not, blah, 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 blah. On and on it goes. When will we reach the point that enough is enough? I'm good just the way that I am. Another thing I thought about too, when I was doing a little bit of journaling, is not only is our culture kind of taught us not to show weakness and really conditioned us to not show weakness and to not show kind of any vulnerability, otherwise somebody's going for your throat. But I don't think that we need to live that way. Anyways, I was thinking back to the dysfunctional family motto. Some of you might be familiar with it if you've been in Al-Anon or AA before, but it's don't talk, don't feel, and don't trust. So even in our own families, which are often dysfunctional, there's this don't feel, start from the beginning, don't talk, because it's going to cause problems or upset somebody. Don't feel, because if you feel, well, you're going to get hurt, so just may as well stop feeling. And then the third one is don't trust. Don't trust others, don't trust yourself. And it's so brutal. It's so brutal. And I think that is actually what's holding us back from going into those Zoom rooms with our camera on. Because, well, I don't really want to talk because somebody's going to make fun of me. And I don't want to feel because then I'll be hurt by somebody else. And I don't want to trust because I have so much experience of, they're just not trustworthy. Most people aren't trustworthy. I'm not trustworthy. So I think that's what's holding us back. Some of the things that are holding us back from turning on our camera in the Zoom room. So Zoom has kind of, to me, exposed so vividly our lack of vulnerability with ourselves and with the rest of the world. And I really appreciate this Zoom conversation that's been rolling around inside my head where people are feeling afraid to turn on their camera and afraid to participate. And it's because of this lack of, I'm imperfect. I'm not good enough. I don't belong there. I'm gonna look stupid. I'm gonna look like a beginner. I'm gonna be imperfect. I'm gonna be seen starting small. Well, we all start small, like I said at the beginning. It's just, we probably know this logically that it's not helpful to think that way and it isn't realistic. However, so many of us are still doing it, and Zoom has made it so obvious. Before, at least we were in a room together and I could see you, I could see your expressions, I could see what you're thinking, maybe, or get some kind of an idea. But now it's like a blank wall. Do you really want to be a blank wall? No, I don't want to be seen as a blank wall. I want to be heard. I want to share my feelings and thoughts. However, maybe I'm different. Maybe because of all the things I've gone through and all the years I spent in Al-Anon, I spent 10 years going faithfully every week to Al-Anon, which is the opposite side of AA. And I got sick and tired of not feeling, not talking, and not trusting because it wasn't getting me anywhere. I wasn't having a happy life. So I challenge you, start talking, start feeling, and start trusting. Until next week, take care.